Well, what is this? Well, I suppose you can follow this. Alright, okay. Hmm, okay. Suppose you can also do that. Huh, wardrobe. Okay. Huh. Alright, alright. Let's see. Oh, alright. So that's what was under there. Alright. Only problem is I'm actually right-handed. Alright. Alright. I'm good now. Alright, let me pick up this. Alright, here we go. Alright, might have to use it to rub off all of this. Alright. There we go. Alright. Alright. Yeah. Let's get to that over here. Alright. Which one of these books I go use? Alright. What page? Alright, could be a little bit of this. Okay. Maybe a little bit of this. Well, that is also interesting. We could also look at this. Okay. Huh. Hmm. Alright, so what else could we do? Well, let me not get distracted. Let's go back to this. Alright, so let's see. Now there is a reminder that we could look at this. But for now, let's go to question 6. Alright, here we go. So, let us do this. There we go. That part is the 45. Right? So now let's go to doing this. Right, so that's complete now. And now we're going to do this. So that part is 25. And then we'll have the, there we go. Right? Now let's put the multiply signs in. Alright, so let's take the red and color a few things. So let's see. Okay. And then we will also Yes, friends, that is going to be the HCF. So let's write that here and here. All right, here we go. So 5 times 2, 10 times 5. So we'll put 50 right there. And I believe the square, the largest square we would get without cutting would be 50 by 50. So that should be the answer. Now let's try the same for number 7 and 8. All right, so let's pick it up. All right, so let's get rid of all of this. All right, now for the next question. All right, so let's label them, number 7 and number 8. Need another color to do that with. There we go. So let's put the 7 here. And let's put the 8 over there. So let's focus on one at a time. So we remember this from last time. And what about 175? Okay, how would we remember this? Well, 25 times 8 is 200. If you minus 25 from 200, that would be 25 times 7, right? So 25 times 7 gives you that, right? So let's put the blue in. All right, now let's put the HCF here and here. Let's do that next. All right, so now that we have this and that, we will just put that line here. All right, so we're done with number 7 and our answer is 25. So let's do the same for this side. All right, so let's put what goes over here. So the 3 by 3 by 5 gives us our 45. And then we have the 2 by 5. All right, so let's put in the signs that multiply. Right, now for this, 33 times 10. Now let's first put in the 2 by 5. And then 33 is going to be 3 by 11. Yeah, this looks right. Yeah, 11 by 3, 33. 2 by 5, 10. Multiply. There we go. All right, so now what do we do? Sorry about that. All right, so we'll have a 2 by 3 by 5. And a 2 by 3 by 5. So we're going to put that here and the answer there. And ladies and gentlemen, that is how we would complete all of this. So in reality, we should be proud of this. So, what question will we tackle next? Okay, perhaps 17. In a school, it is possible to divide the pupils into equal sized classes of either 24, 30, or 36, and have no pupils left over. Determine the least number of pupils that can make this possible. How many classes will there be if each class is to have 30 pupils? Alright, now I have to drop this, pick up this, and then get rid of all of this. And now for number 17. Alright, so for this we'll be finding the LCM of 24, 30, and 36. So how about 4 times 6? So that it looks like this. What about 10 times 3? so that it looks like this. And then what about a 6 times 6 till it looks like this? So let's go. Okay, so let me try and explain all of this. We're going to use all of the tools. Let's circle them. All right, I may need to switch out the red. So let's switch out the red. All right. So this can fit up here and that can fit up there. So we don't need these two. All right, that looks correct. Now we need to deal with the rest. So let's see what we'll do with the 3s and the 5s. All right, so what do we do with this here? See, this 3 is already in this 3 by 5, so we'll get rid of this. We'll get rid of this. All right, now let's circle this 3 by 3. But also we will circle this 3. This 3 is already in here. Now I do believe we have everything we need. 3 2s, 2 3s, and a 5. So let's put that on this line. All right, so let's work on the middle here. Now if the middle of this is 36, then 2 by 5, 36 times 10 will be 360. So now we can get rid of this. So that is how we deal with all of this, right? But they said, indeed. So if we have 360 pupils and each class is to have 30, how many of the classes would we need? Now I take this up. All right. So let me get rid of this part here. There we go. All right. So what would we do with that there? All right. So let's divide this by 30, this by 30. So we start with a line like this and a line like this, and we will put 30 here and the 30 there. So, and of course, there. So, if n is indeed 36 over 3, then n for the number of classes would be 12. There we go. There we go. So I don't think there's much else to do here. I think that's it for this. So I suppose that's a, yeah, we can stop here. So perhaps next time we could look at this, perhaps even this, and perhaps even this. And then we'd have to go over here to get the rest of that question there. Then we could come over here. Ah, there we go. All right, so we're just having a look. Having another look. And then the final line will be at number 49. Let's not forget the decimals too. Let's not forget that. There we go. All right. Okay, so we have this too. Apparently, these must be done without calculator, right? So that's a challenge to us. I see. We'll do this without the calculator. And then over here, all of it without the calculator. So we're going from number 1 to 32. So we're going to be doing all of that next time on Only One First Person Tutor. Now, some of that might be on a live stream, depending on how easy it is to get it done in one go, right? So maybe it might not be done on this board, but you know, we can always improvise, right? We have this board sometimes, and then sometimes we use the board at home, right? So there you go. So if you support this one, you support them all, right? So follow this, follow this, follow this, all platforms. Facebook, YouTube, IG, TikTok. Facebook, YouTube, IG, TikTok. Facebook, YouTube, IG, TikTok. Right? Oh, by the way, this is a 0. This is a 0. That's a 1. Right? So the O in only is a 0. The O in 1 is a 0. And this is a 1. Right? So let's not forget that. So there is a 1 here, 0 here, 0 here, 1 there. And this is the easiest one. Right? Oh, there are no spaces. So I need to fix that. There we go. And see, we have the word commitments. So yeah, sorry. Let's get the hand in action, right? So follow here, there, right? You support one, you support us all, right? And that is how you honor your commitments. And of course you can press that button and yeah, get in touch with any of us. This is for all the teachers. This is for this first person view here. And then of course this is when you want to see me in front of the board. All right, so what could we use in here? All right, laws of indices is in here. Okay. Oh, we have to be careful of the minus signs. Okay. And then we go to the fun part. Changing the subject of the formula. Okay. Oh, so this is exercise 13C. What page is that? 744. Okay. All right. These are a lot. To be fair, this is a lot. Oh yes, this is definitely a lot. $91, $92. 101, 104, 104. There we go. What is that? Oh, that's squared? Oh my lord. Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, if you didn't look closely, you wouldn't recognize that. Wow. Yeah, sorry, that's my thumb. Yeah. Sorry about that. Wow, this is a lot to go through. And I genuinely feel like we have to do this. This is one of the most critical skills we need. So we're gonna have to go through all of this. Yep. Even if we don't want to, we'll have to. I will even take pictures. Yeah, and after that they went right into the distributive. Right, so yeah, that might be it. Naturally, what comes next is factorizing. We also have this, and I suppose all this. And then they go into functions after all of that. I see, 14C. Yeah, I think that's it for now. That's it. I open this. Now I close it. All right, let's see. All right. Think we're done with all of this. All right, maybe I can put this down. All right, so what do we do now? All right, so why not? Why not try that next? So we have line 1, line 2. So now what do we do? What do we do now? LCM of 2 and 5 is going to be 2 times 5. That's going to be 10. So we're going to multiply the top line by 2 and line 2 by 5. And we're going to put that here. So 5x plus 5x, 3y plus 3y, 16 plus 16, sure. Now we'll multiply this, and this by 5. Put that here. All right, so what do we do now? We're going to minus this line from this line. Why not? So when the coefficients have the same sign, this is positive. That is also positive. We're going to subtract these lines. So we have 10x minus 10x. 35 minus 6 is 35 plus 6. So with that, we end up with the 41y. Now, 15 minus 3, 5 minus 2. All right. Now we'll both divide the left and the right by 41. So we're going to put 3 down here. Now we're done over here. So we have 3 and 7. LCM of 3 and 7 is 3 times 7. So we're multiplying the top line by 7 and the line below by 3. All right, so let me know if that is correct. 5 by 7, 3 by 7, 16 by 7. Okay. All right, so now we're going to multiply all of this by 3. Now, take notice of what happens when they have opposite signs. We are going to use a plus sign. When they have the same sign, we use a minus. But when they are different, we use a plus sign, right? Same, minus, different, plus. Right? So now we're gonna add this to this. So now our situation looks like this. So, okay, 35 plus 6, 41. 112 plus 93, 205. So we divided these by 41. We also divide this and this by the same 41, right? Now we're going to put that down. So there we go, right? There we go. So we solve for our y and our x. X is 5, y is 3. 5 times 5, 25, minus 9, 16. 5 times 2, 10. 21 plus 10 is 31. So yes, all of this is indeed correct. Yeah. Yeah. What if we did something else? Now, what if we did the matrix method instead? What if we did that? All right, so over here needs to be x and y. So why not? So we'll have our x here and our y there. This will be 16 and 31. We could put this in blue. But now, what about this? 5. Sorry about that. So I'll have 5 minus 3. 2 and positive 7. So let's put that here. Now we will have the form. We'll have the form ax equal b, where x is equal to a raised to the minus 1 times b. Alright, so this is a. How would we find a to the minus 1? That. So we're going to multiply 5 by 7, right? You get 35, and then 2 times minus 3 is minus 6. So 35 minus 6 becomes 35 plus 6. So we'll have 41. So the determinant is 41. We will put 1 over 41. So let's start with that. All right. Now, this here is going to be the adjoint, right? So what do? 7 goes up there, 5 goes down here. So let's do that first, right? 7 up there, 5 back down here. Multiply the diagonals by minus 1. Minus 1 times minus 3 is positive 3. And this will be minus 2. No. 16 times 7, 31 times 3. And then we'll add them. Alright, so we'll just add these two and subtract this. And finally, we divide this by 41, that by 41. So that will give us, all right, so we divide this by the 41 and that by the 41 to get, finally, we use that to get the 5 and the 3. 3 times 41, that right there. 5 times 41, that right there. We got the same answer as we did before. Yeah, same answer as before. So, sorry about that. Not sure why that keeps happening, but it's fine, right? Yeah, so there we go, right? Yeah, obviously I need to keep moving. Right, so there we go. I think we have done quite a few things, right? So yeah, yeah, I think we did a few rounds. We did a few rounds, right? So we can be proud of ourselves today, right? So as usual, we say thanks for helping us to stay consistent. And as we always tell you, honor your commitments, right? So of course, as you know, we have this board, but we also have this board right here, right? So yeah, follow any of these, right? You are just watching this here, right? And by supporting this, you also support these, right? So here we go. Yeah.